Hello. So today we're doing Dating Sim Sunday. I'm a sucker for alliteration, so I thought it would be interesting and fun. So I am today, as you may notice by the stream title, streaming a game titled Steam Prison. This is gonna be my first playthrough of it. I've booted the game up just to make sure it works a few times. That's the extent of my time playing this game. So, yes. Let's get right into this then, shall we? Well, I am happy you could join us for however short of a period of time that may be. I don't know if the in game overlay is going to work for me here. um, but just in case, I'm gonna get it going. Alright, so let's get started. Mm, let's change the first name. So I'm Sam. I can't change the last name. Alright, so today I'm Sam to Stella. Here we go. Darkness. At first, there was nothing but a starless black void. Then I began to come back to my senses, starting with smell. I could smell dust. I could smell perfume. And a moment later, my sense of touch returned. My fingers were drenched in warm liquid. As I flexed my knuckles, I came to an important realization. I existed. Yeah, I guess that is an important realization. Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, my in game overlay does not work with this game, but that's fine. I was alive. I opened my eyes, letting light into the void. I'm at home. My vision blurred every time I took a breath. It was hard to focus on anything. There was a stinging pain on the back of my head. But at least I had to get up. I took 2 deep breaths, then climbed to my feet. Standing proved easier than I'd expected. My mind was sluggish. My thoughts moved like mud. I didn't know why I was there. I didn't know how I'd come to be unconscious. I didn't know what. No, I knew what I could smell. I could smell blood. I turned. There were 2 figures sprawled on the floor. No, it can't be. Father, mother. Why? Who would do this? I couldn't imagine the culprit, much less the motive that was behind a shocking scene like this. Questions overwhelmed my thoughts like a noisy crowd. My heart began to race. My gaze caught that of my reflection. I. I. I had killed them. Well, we are definitely off to a start. Now I shut up for the opening. Jupiter, you are here. Oh, thank you for the follow. We're here playing Steam Prison. It's dating sim time. The art is really nice. I do like this. This opening's pretty cool too. Oh, I like him. Gun. Okay. We are certainly in for something. 2 days before the case. Good morning, sleepyhead. The time. It's already noon. Wow, did I sleep until noon? I'd like to sleep a little more, but then I'll be late. I climbed out of bed. As I dressed, I checked what the sky was like out the window. It looks like a fair enough day. It didn't matter much to me what kind of day it was, except for those times when bad weather made my work difficult. That's it. I put on my familiar uniform and buckled my sword belt, then straightened up in front of the mirror. I have a sword. Yes! My skin was clear and healthy, and I was in high spirits. If nothing else, I never feel run down. My job required a lot of physical exercise. I couldn't compete with my colleagues in terms of physical strength, but my endurance and fortitude were excellent. The only remaining step in my routine was to comb my hair. All right, time for another day of work. I went to the dining room for a bite to eat. Good day, Mother, Father. I made sure to acknowledge the servants as well with a polite nods. Oh, you're already awake. Okay, these are voice acted, but it's in Japanese, so I'll be voice acting over them. Sorry. I can't spend the day sleeping. I'm on duty this afternoon. My mother knelt in front of a small statue to pray. I joined her and closed my eyes. May today be uneventful. We prayed to Yune Sekai. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to call him Yune Sekai. He was our country's greatest saint. He was ageless and immortal. Blessed by God, he was our Hierophant, and we worshipped him. Ageless and immortal? Sounds fake, but alright. I asked the servants to bring my meal. My father turned his attention away from the newspaper and towards me. I tensed a little. You must be exhausted. You had the night shift as well, didn't you? There's no need for you to worry. Doing what I love is energizing, not exhausting. That is true. You might think so, but I have my doubts. Are you really getting enough rest? I sat down on a chair, nodding emphatically. You both worry far too much about me. There isn't any reason to. You can see for yourselves how healthy I am. We had a variation of the same conversation almost every day. It's heartwarming that they care so much about me, but I'm an adult. I know my limits. There's truly no cause for concern. I'll complete my duties and then come back, just as I always do. Duties. Why did you insist on joining the police force? You could have followed in my footsteps if you'd wanted. Well, too bad. Guess what? Didn't want to. No, I'm afraid I couldn't have become a politician. Oh, I agree, wholeheartedly. I could never be a politician. That would not work out. Sitting still irritates me, and being quiet for hours would have been unbearable. I know, but being a police officer is so dangerous. Mother, we went through this a long time ago. My reason then still stands. I want to protect the weak. At least that's a good reason. I can agree with that. Even if we'll never see eye to eye, you agreed to support me in my ambition. Please don't go back on trying to dissuade me from it. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll try not to. I appreciate it. And I'm deeply grateful that you've given me the freedom to pursue this career despite my high birth. Thank you. You've always been a stubborn girl. If we can't convince you, we have to support you. Now, in other matters. Yes? I have a bad feeling. I began to eat as I waited for my father to speak. You really need to try on the wedding dress. Am I getting married already? How am I supposed to date anyone if I'm getting married? I choked on my food. My mother nodded as I spluttered. Yes, today. You haven't forgotten the wedding, have you? Maybe a little? Yeah, me too. I would forget my own wedding. I gave a wry grin, wiping away the tears from my coughing fit. Really now, you understand that this is your own wedding we're talking about here, don't you? Let me make sure that as I speak, I'm not, like, murdering the ears of everyone. Oh, I haven't unmuted the game. That is so unfortunate. Now you can hear the music. The music of the game. There is sound, I promise. Somewhat, I suppose. My girl, even if you're not yet 20, you're an adult. This is about your future. How can it just slip your mind? Maybe because I'm gonna predict this. I'm gonna say the guy that I'm supposed to be getting married to is an asshole. That's my guess. That's the guess I'm going with, and I'm gonna stick with it until I'm proven wrong. I'm sorry. In my country, adulthood begins at 16, once compulsory education comes to an end. At that age, we can find employment, drink alcohol, and the temple begins to send out marriage notifications. It's not like I think of myself as a child. I didn't know what to say. My father pressed the attack with a broad smile. Marrying Fitzgerald Evans, uniting our family tree with the Evans family is a true honor. Fitzgerald. Okay. I want to proceed with the ceremony preparations as swiftly as possible so as to avoid any possible insult to them. And for that, you must try on the wedding dress. Understand? Yes. Sure. Their stares made me feel deeply uncomfortable. If I'd attempted to drag any of the servants into the discussion, they'd have taken my parents' side for certain. What am I going to do? Oh. My colleague is here. Goodbye. And the dress? Have a wonderful day, both of you. Goodbye. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. It's fine. That girl, does she really understand, I wonder? Good morning. It's an honor to serve with you. He has a DLC route. That's what I know. So apparently this guy isn't in the main game. Yeah, Danganronpa does look different here. It's almost like that's not what I'm playing. But hey, Danganronpa streams will be on Saturday. On Sundays, we stream dating sims. Finn! Thank God you're here. You're my savior. Savior? My gallant knight come to save me from obnoxious parents. Oh, relatable. Great job, Finn. You'll make it far in the Force. Thank you, but I'm not a knight. I don't understand what's happening, but I'm glad if I could be of service to you. Let's go then. Only one N. He gets one N in his name. Sure. Time to protect peace and fight crime. I get a sword in this game. Yes, Finn agreed, smiling softly. Finn's last name was Euclase, and he was a rank 1 officer at the temple like me. Under ordinary circumstances, police officers always patrolled in pairs. Finn was my partner, and we'd been serving together since the beginning. He was 4 years older than I was, though. Despite our ages, I thought of him as a younger brother because of his gentle and quiet personality. So, Finn's the best friend trope that didn't happen. Yeah, Finn's encroaching, but it's fine. If Finn hadn't arrived, who knows how that would have ended. Marriage. I didn't actually forget about trying on the dress. I mulled over what my parents had said, sighing. Finn didn't hide his worry as he walked beside me, asking questions in his timid way. Has something happened between you and your parents? No, how could you tell? Yeah, they told me to go try on some dress again. Why are you laughing? Oh, I'm sorry. It's unusual to see you frustrated by anything, Lady Sam. It's amusing. He calls me Lady Sam. I am a lady. Good job. I may not fully understand since I'm a man, but is trying on a dress difficult? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? It is. Very much so. Nah, I don't hate it because it's difficult. Oh, when I said dress, I meant wedding dress. Oh, a wedding. I see. You're not particularly interested in marrying, Lady Sam? Not particularly. None at all is more like it. Don't you think it's pretty annoying? I don't know, my friend's sister was looking forward to it for a long time. Looking forward to it? It's just a pain, isn't it? I agree wholeheartedly. I'm really sharing a mindset with this main character. Weddings seem complicated and kind of obnoxious. First, there are all those meetings, like when you see him for the first time. Then you have to prepare for some stupid ceremony. There's so much dumb stuff for something that's just meant to continue the family. Whoa. She gets it. Just go smooch on a beach. You know what? Yeah, exactly. There doesn't need to be a whole big to-do about it. And I could not live someplace where, like, whoever you're marrying is decided for you like this in this game, because oh my gosh, I would for sure hate the guy. I would for sure hate the guy. Kill your husband. Oh no. I think I might get arrested for murder, you know, but it's fine. Trying on the dress is just part of that. I've had to try on a whole bunch already. I'm not a doll, you know. I want to focus on police duties instead. I feel like that's better for myself and for the country. Don't you agree? That's all very like you. Of course it is. I said it. I nodded at Finn in agreement. The problem is my parents, especially my mother. She's just way too happy. You'd think it was her who was getting married, not me. Oh. Super casual husband murder? Oh dear. That's wild, actually. Especially my mother. She's, yeah, I read that already. Okay. Yes, well, I can't blame her. Your husband, he's from a good family, isn't he? Lord Fitzgerald Evans. Yes. Evans. That's more than just a good family, then. They live in an entirely different world from me. What are you talking about? I'm marrying a human, not a saint. I suppose, but the Evans family are peers of the realm. I would hesitate to even talk to them. Yeah. Yeah. Fitzgerald. If you're named Fitzgerald, you better go by Fitz, okay? Like, that's the only way being named Fitzgerald is like, actually acceptable. This is my stance. Are they really that imposing? Nobility only really exists in name these days. Even my family has some titles. Jerry? You're named Fitzgerald, but I will call you Jerry until the day you die. It isn't merely a name. I'm sure your manners are a different class to mine. Not that I would be able to tell, being lowborn. At any rate, it is a fortuitous marriage, I think. Yeah, for the Testella family, anyway. But for me... You hesitate? I do. I don't want to get married. Not to some guy I've never met. I gave Finn a pained grin. The people marry whoever the government designates and have children. I understand that this is very important for the future of the country, but as a wife, it will be expected for me to quit my job when it's time for me to devote myself to motherhood. Absolutely not. I don't want that. That's awful. That sounds gross. When I think about having to leave the work I love, even temporarily, in the not-so-distant future, all I feel is annoyed. This protagonist gets it. She gets it. It is very toasty up here in this room. Go on strike? I think I will. Be gay. Yeah. Where are the women? Can I date women? I want to date women in these games. They never let that happen. Did you come in immediately at the be gay? I see. I wish I was like you. Like me? Yeah, like you. Men aren't as directly involved with the business of parenting when they're fathers as women have to be as mothers. You don't have to step away from your job. You don't have to sacrifice your own desires for society. I wish I'd been born a mad. A mad? A mad. I can't read. A man. Go on strike. Be gay. Yeah. Dude. Can we be a man? That wouldn't be ideal. Why not? Because, well, because you are who you are. I can't imagine any other Lady Sam. Finn? Anyway, I prefer the current Lady Sam, so please don't talk like that about yourself. I'm sorry. Man. Finn, yeah. Finn, yeah. You can date men. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Finn? Are you afraid? He apologized again and bowed his head. You are so stupidly serious. He was older, taller, and stronger physically than me. Yeah, Finn's a coward. He's a coward. Finn, date a man. I think you might enjoy it, to be honest. But I couldn't remember a time when he wasn't soft-spoken, second-guessing himself with every word. I suppose it shows how honest he is. Finn, aren't you forgetting something? I poked him in the side. He turned his head toward me. I'm your colleague. I've already told you a few times that you shouldn't call me lady. Finn covered his mouth with his right hand, startled by his own habitual mistake. I'm sorry. As the daughter of the Testella family, Lady Sam, I mean, you live in a different world from me, Sam, so Alright, I know you care deeply about a person's birth and bloodline. My guy cares about birth and bloodline? Right now, I'm your colleague. Your partner. Puts me on edge to be called Lady Sam by you all the time. Can you at least try to be a little less stiff? Yes, I shall. Sam. Yeah, he got it. He's improving. Bonk him? Yeah? Oh, I'm sorry. Wanted to try it. Wow, that makes me blush. Wow, aw. Baby. Adorable. Really? Finn. Yes? Finn, Finn, Finn. Now at this point, I'm just teasing him. This is funny. What is it? I'm trying to understand you. I'm not blushing, though. Finn. I'll be the one blushing again if you keep saying my name. Yeah. Cringe. I see. I still don't get it. Oh well, let's go, Finn. Roger. I'm not Roger. I'm Sam. At the center of our country was the temple. Almost all public servants, including the police officers, worked inside its walls. It had been 2 years since I became a rank 1 police officer. Going to the temple every day had become a familiar routine. That was not one sentence, but I read it like it was. Sorry to keep you waiting, Finn. Here's our patrol route for today. I see. It's around the market. Doesn't your family live around here? We could drop by. No, who is speaking? It sounds like an old man. Sir Cordoa. The large frame of Cordoa Haas. How do any of the names... How are any of the names in this game pronounced? Rank 3 police officer, he was our direct superior. What is it, Sir Cordoa? I will never say any of these names right. As I'm sure you remember, the Rank 2 promotion examinations concluded recently. I want to discuss the results. He turned and began to walk away again immediately. Examination results aren't exactly something we can talk about in the hallway. I glanced at Finn and we followed Sir Cordoa together. What kind of room is this? Yeah, what is this? A hotel? Quarters for foreign visitors. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's basically a hotel. The meeting rooms are all in use right now. We'll use this room for the moment. These are certainly well appointed for guests. That bed looks very soft. Why is this the thing you notice? Why are we talking about how soft the bed looks? I wish they'd funnel the money they spend on this into our equipment instead. Oh well. Are you ready to hear the results of your promotion examinations? Yes, always. You seem very composed, Stella. Nothing I do will change things now. I did everything I could. I'll accept whatever result I get. I would have expected nothing less of you, Stella. Euclase, on the other hand. The promotion examination. Oh, my guy's nervous. My guy's nervous. It's okay, Finn. I'm sure you did fine. Finn, for the love of God. Euclase is also being his usual self. Well, on to the results. To Stella. Euclase. You've both passed! Congratulations! Yay! We passed! Homie, drop the lady. It's fine. Just call me by my name. Yeah. Good job, Finn. You worked hard. No, I didn't do... Oh no, I'm not letting you get away with that. I know you studied so much that you went without sleep. Well, I didn't want to be a burden on you. Homie, why are there guys that are always like this in these games? There's always at least one. One that is just constantly like, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be a burden. And it's like, home skillet. Home skillet. You're not. It's fine. You're fine. A burden? Finn, you need to take more pride in what you do. You're more competent than you think. Just the other day... Please wait until later with the chatter. I still have more to say. Guild trip. It's fun. We're getting an adventurers guild together or something, and we're all going on a trip. It's fine. It's exactly what you meant to type. I'm sure of it. Oh, apologies. Please continue, Sir Cordoa. Cordoa? I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Corn. Sir Corn. He nodded and handed each of us a white envelope. This is your provisional... Provisional? Provisional. Okay. Provisional promotion certificate. Try not to lose it until you receive the real one. This serves another purpose as well. It is an observation permit for the depths. What are the depths? That sounds terrifying. The depths. Finn and I both gulped when we heard that word. The depths. Where we send our criminals? Oh, so it's jail. Okay. It's jail. But it's probably worse than jail, because this... Yeah. It's probably bad. Precisely. Every officer who passes the promotion examination must then undertake an observation mission. Once you come back, you will officially be rank 2 officers. Mario voice. God. Yeah, we are going to hell. I see. You're asking the two of us to go into a den of criminals? Isn't that dangerous? Home skillet, we're fine. I couldn't blame Finn for being afraid. The depths were a long way from our country. Everyone I knew had been taught from a young age to fear the depths. When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me that if I did something bad, he would send me into the depths, where the demons live. Yeah, so it is hell. It's just hell. We're going to hell. We are. I knew that, if ordered, I would go. I suspect we are sent there precisely because it is dangerous. Am I correct, Sir Cordoa? Yes, after promotion you'll be given important assignments. We may require you to handle extremely vile criminals in future. I'm assuming that's supposed to say in the future. Fine, whatever. And it is imperative that you see where we send them. I understand. Finn, you're going as well, right? Yes. I can do it. Yeah, I believe in you. Pull yourself together. You won't be going alone. I'll be there with you. The two of us can handle it, don't you think? Yes, I think I'll be fine when I'm with you, Sam. Wow, he's a simp. It's okay. Best friend is a simp trope. There it is. Relax, Euclase. We have a guide for you there. A guide? Yes, there are guards that keep the criminals in check. They'll protect you. Almost everyone who goes on these observation missions comes back in one piece. You'll be fine as long as you don't do anything foolish. Almost everyone, huh? Is Finn gonna die? I'm a competent sword fighter. I'll protect myself and Finn. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm strong. I'm sword lady. I'll protect you too, Sam, even at the cost of my life. Hey, no sacrificing yourself. Not allowed. Excellent. Your observation mission begins tomorrow. The details are on your temporary permit. Please read it carefully. Yeah, maybe they are in hell. That might be why we're going there. We'll probably meet them in hell, to be honest. After Sir Cordoa left, Finn murmured something about the depths. Maybe the criminals aren't running the show there, but I can't imagine it's a safe place. Let's both be on our guard. Finn nodded at me, then put the envelope away. We can make plans for tomorrow later. We have work to do today. Work to do today. That sure is a statement. Looks like it's as quiet as usual. The daytime shifts are good like that. Nothing much happens. As rank 1 officers, the majority of our assignments were patrols. We just had to do rounds of the inner city. Sisty? I'm really struggling today. Inner city, resolving anything that might require our attention. We don't have the chance to patrol as often once we're promoted. Probably. I hear that rank 2 is mostly office work and investigations. Do you like this better? Yeah, I like these assignments. I like doing things. Of course it's important to investigate big crimes, but I like being on patrol and looking at things the same way as ordinary citizens. It feels very meaningful. Always faithful, huh? Yeah, always faithful. As police officers, we serve the people. I want to remember that even if I get promoted. Who is hitting on me? Who's this guy? Oh, this is my husband-to-be, apparently. Lord Fitzgerald. I turned. I knew this man. His name was Fitzgerald Evan. Evan? Evan Evans. Oh my god. He was the heir apparent to the Evans family and worked as a secretary for his politician father, Warner Evans. He was also my betrothed. Gross. I don't dislike him, but we'd met each other a few times, even before our engagement, but hadn't been well acquainted. We'd spent our childhoods in the same schoolhouse and occasionally conversed at dinner parties. He was a pleasant, soft-spoken man. There was little to find disagreeable about him, but that doesn't make me want to marry him. This is so true. Since the prospect of marrying him did not sit well with me, even talking on the street with him made me a little uncomfortable. I would have liked to invite you for tea, but it seems you're working. A pity. Maybe for you. Not for me. I'm good. Yes, perhaps another time. Fitzgerald agreed with a smile. Then he turned to Finn. Good day. You are... My apologies, I've forgotten your name. How rude of you. I'm Finn Euclase. Ah, yes. Your family owns the Euclase Company. It's amusing, really. No! Don't make me think about that. I don't want to... If I compare him to Nagi, I will be very sad because Nagi is incredible, and I don't like this man already. We've known each other for 2 seconds. The Stellas and the Euclases are both well-respected lineages, and yet neither of their children are joining the family business. I fail to see the strangeness. We are guaranteed professional freedom by law. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about that. Nagi is incredible. I don't like this guy. Yes, but ordinary children follow in the steps of their parents. Most choose the safest and most stable route. Well. Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to upset you. I think this guy's gonna be very good at upsetting me. If this is what you hoped and wished for, then I think it's wonderful that you were able to pursue it. How about I continue to be able to pursue it and don't get married to you? Excuse me. Good day, my lady. Yes, good day to you. I liked black tea, but I did not feel like drinking it with Lord Fitzgerald. I agree, wholeheartedly. The pressures of protocol and suitable conversation would have made me feel self-conscious. Good thing I'm on duty right now. I watched Lord Fitzgerald walk away and deflated with relief. He's pretty cool. He is not Finn. That's false. Not true. Can't believe you'd say that. Really? Absolutely. He's very refined and kind, and despite his high birth, he talked to me. I see. Yeah, let's have Finn marry him. I think that's a good idea. If you like it, yeah, there it is! Protagonist agrees. If you like him so much, maybe you should marry him. What? But I can't. Why are you so serious? I know you can't. Yeah, society says no. Make a nice pair with how highly you think of him, that's all. I only give credit where it's due. Do you dislike him, Lady Sam? Don't call me a lady. Finn gave me another quick apology. In response to his question, I shook my head. I don't dislike him. I think he's very agreeable. I'm surprised he was paired with a tomboy like me. It's not that I can't accept him personally. It's that I can't accept having to marry. Sam. I can't spend all my days complaining, though. Oh, I'm gonna, like, yoink this cord out if I keep doing this. Yeah. This marriage is ordained by law. As a police officer, I uphold the law. What kind of police officer would I be if I don't accept this? Alright, this evening, I'm going to try on the wedding dress. Will you come with me, Finn? Gladly. Thanks, that'll help. Will it? Will having another man there while you try on... Yeah, make Finn the maid of honor. And then step aside and let Finn marry Fitzgerald. Just let it. The country's going to pick my husband for me, why can't it pick my wedding dress too? If it decided everything for me, I could just accept my fate. Think of it like patrols. Not everything is better. I suppose you have a point. So when is the marriage ceremony? Beats me. What? It's your wedding. It's not very high priority for me. Finn gave me an exasperated smile. I can't blame him for being a little fed up. The conversation was starting to feel awkward. I decided to change the topic. Right. What about you? Finn looked at me quizzically. I ran into your father the other day. He told me your own wedding had been postponed. Yes, I didn't feel I was secure enough yet to marry. Secure? I wasn't sure whether I could be head of a household as a rank 1 officer. We used an exception in the law to postpone the wedding. Yeah, so postpone it and marry Fitzgerald. I'm gonna keep rooting for this to happen the whole game now. The idea is in my head and it will not go away. I think that would be fun and interesting. Would make this game interesting. Oh, we talked to the other family about it, of course. They understand that it's important to have a stable life first. An exception in the law? I see. I didn't realize that was possible. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. I'm just figuring out how to make my wedding not happen and use the law to say it. Haha, no. A stable life, huh? Well, you passed the promotion exam. That should do wonders for your salary. Oh, yes, I suppose. The government might withdraw the postponement once I'm promoted, since it doesn't fit the population plan. I see. Finn's getting married. Why is that so funny? I'm laughing because I'm pleased. My wonderful partner is getting married. Congratulations. I'm not so sure. Besides, you don't even like your own wedding. No, that's a completely different situation. You're 4 years older than I am. Our ranks might be the same, but I'm going to use you as a mentor and learn from your example. Walk proudly into the harbor of marriage, Finn. I'll follow in your footsteps eventually. You're clearly making fun of me, but I'll do my best. Yes, I have high hopes. So what's she like? The woman you're marrying. So far you've always deflected that question. You better spit it out now. Ouch. Did you hear that? Something happened. Cool, action. There, the woman. Ugh, are you hurt, my lady? I'm okay, but what happened? That man took my bag. Yes, action. We looked in the direction she was pointing. We'd only see his back, but he was carrying what looked like a bag. Finn, let's get him. Roger. Yeah, I bet the evil guy's hot. It's hard to squeeze through this crowd. I took my whistle and blew as hard as I could. I have a whistle. Yo. If he's not... No, he gotta be hot. He's gotta be hot. Crowd parted at sound of my whistle. Cool. Thank you. And now we run. Let's split up. Sam, go straight here. Hard for me. I'm not. Finn ran into a side road. Finn knows more about this area than I do. Hoping he would be able to find his way back to me, I kept following our target. Surrender. If you give yourself up quietly, you won't... Will I? Huh? The man began to throw items at me from the street stalls. He's running away, just chucking stuff at me. I had to be careful not to trip over anything underfoot. Theft alone wasn't enough. You had to add obstruction of justice and property damage? You won't escape. I raced down the street after the man. I was closing in on him. I can do this. Just as he was almost in my grasp, he threw the bag at me. What? The bag sailed through the air over my head, landing behind me. I'm supposed to retrieve the bag, but if I stopped to pick up the bag, he would escape. I had to choose between that and catching him. Is this the first choice of the game? It is! Okay, well the bag should... I mean, Finn can get the bag, right? Yeah, we're gonna catch the man. I didn't want to leave the bag on the ground, but I couldn't let him escape either. Catching the criminal is more important. Yeah. I have to catch him no matter what. I managed a new burst of speed and slammed into his back. We both rolled across the pavement. Is he hot? Is he hot? Do I not get a Sprite for him? This is so sad. Surrender. Even if he wanted to escape, he couldn't. I sat on his body and restrained him with rope. Yeah, no, apparently we don't get a Sprite for this guy. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can be used against you. Wait, hang on. Whose voice is this? Stop struggling. Anyway, you're under arrest. You can think about a good excuse while you're in your cell. Check the rope to make sure he couldn't free himself. Then I stood up. The man stayed on the ground, resigned to his fate. Good grief. Ah, yeah, Finn. Go get the bag. Did you get it? Did you get the bag? Finn? Found this on the way. I believe it's the woman's. Yeah, he got the bag. He picked up the bag. No guy sprite. This is so sad. I'm so mad about this. Oh, I didn't do anything. Stand still for a moment. What? What is he doing? Home skillet, what are you doing? There, you had some dirt on your cheek. I'll handle our culprit now. I can't speak at all. Thanks. Alright, let's go back to the lady. Yes. Yes. Hello. We've caught the criminal and retrieved your bag. It seems to be undamaged. Would you please check the contents just in case? Yes, it's all here. Thank you. How can I repay this? You don't need to. Yeah. No need. It's our job as police officers to keep the peace in this town. I threw a glance at Finn. He realized what I wanted and straightened out his back. Everyone, thank you for your assistance in apprehending this criminal. Finn and I both put our left hands on the hilts of our swords and saluted. The crowd applauded. A lot of people sneer at patrol work. Oh, I did not mean to open the transcript. Whoops. There wasn't much I valued more than that. There wasn't much I valued more than that applause and the happiness of those I protected. I loved my job. Yeah. Cool. Cool job time. I'm mad. We didn't get to see if the criminal was hot. Handing him over took longer than I expected. Yes, I couldn't believe how many other offenses there were on record. This guy's a multi-time criminal. And we didn't get to see him? Got that right. We can be proud of ourselves for catching someone like that. Let's make this country a better place together. Yes. Who is this guy? Who's calling me honey? This man. I told you before not to call me that. Senkabolt Arc? What kind of a name is that? Senkabolt? He was a rank 1 officer as well, and our colleague. He was a reasonably good officer, but his personality generated a lot of friction. I really hate this man. I couldn't just ignore him, though. I swallowed down my ire as he spoke to him. Being passionate about one's work hardly seems bad. Absolutely, honey. Thanks for your dedication. It raises the prestige of the entire police force when you two work like hamsters in a wheel. But you know, you're a woman. Sooner or later you'll get married or something and leave. Then our arrest numbers will fall again and all that hard-won prestige goes down the drain. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. What are you getting at? I'm saying that this isn't the place for you. Yeah, he sucks. This guy sucks. I bit my lip so I wouldn't snap back at him. No, please do. Please snap back at him. Slap him across the face. Ark snorted and turned his attention toward Finn. You sure have it rough, Finn. I feel for you, having to escort the princess around while she acts like a lawkeeper. Seriously, you got the shortest of straws, and you probably have the shortest of dicks. It had to be said. Yeah. I would also throw this man into a sewer. He sucks. Oh, did I get that wrong? You seem pretty happy hanging out with her. Like a little kid running after his mother. I'm gonna kick you. Dare insult not only me, but Finn as well? You will pay for this. Oh boy, you should put that away again. I say that for your sake. I'm not the one in danger here. If you injure me, getting kicked out of the force is going to be the least of your troubles. Please let me punch him. Let me punch him. Let me punch him. He's right. Please sheath your sword. Finn! Finn, I thought you had my back. But please calm down. Let's go, Sam. Finn, I wanna hit him. And a good day to you, model officers. Yeah, Finn didn't let me hit him. I really hate that man. Yeah, we all do. His sarcastic laughter rang behind us. You suck. You also have a weird name. We stayed side by side as we checked our orders for the next day, as if we were still on duty. It's not as crowded here this late in the day. Why did you stop me? I came to a halt as I asked the question, but Finn kept moving forward. Stop you? His steps paused and he turned to look at me. I could see in his expression that he was waiting for me to clarify. I'm talking about earlier. Why did you stop me? Why didn't you find a way to retaliate? Finn gave a quiet murmur. I knew he understood what I meant. But even if he understood, he showed no sign of being troubled by it. He was insulting you. Aren't you upset? Insults like that mean nothing to me. I'm used to them. Are there more people who are telling you that I'm bad because I'm a woman? Used to them? Finn nodded, giving me an uncomfortable grin. Then he took a step towards me. But before he does that, I get a drink of water. It's hot up here. I'm less intelligent and less talented than most, and I know it. I failed the police employment exam twice. I would be useless in the field without you. Stop that. Finn. It's alright. I don't care what other people say about me. As long as I can work with you, I'm happy. Simp. Simp. That's why I stopped you. I didn't want you or your future to be under any kind of threat because of someone like him. I apologize if you didn't want me involved. Well, I can't be angry at you for wanting the best for me, can I? We've worked together for a long time. You probably know this, but I can be a bit reckless sometimes. What word? Yeah, are we talking about the word simp? God. Are you trying to say something? Oh no. A little reckless, I agree. Yes, a little reckless. Not very reckless. Just a little. Probably. Anyway. I do my best to work on it, but objectivity doesn't always come naturally to me. I've been grateful that you're there so many times. So don't think of yourself as useless. I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't have taken the promotion exam either. Finn, I'm glad you're my partner. Drop the lady. Told you not to call me that. Gosh. Wow. I say gosh? Finn was invaluable to me on so many occasions. If he hadn't been with me, who knows what I'd have done. Perhaps Ark would be injured by now, at my hand. I think he deserves it, though. Huh. Wow. Interesting. What if I call myself a simp? Because I am. In most circumstances, for a lot of fictional characters. I knew how lucky I was to have a partner like Finn. Well then, off to battle. Battle? Yes, I need to try on that dress we talked about. I see. Are you sure you want me there? I don't know anything about women's clothes. Of course, it's essential that you're there with me. I can overcome any hardship with you. Huh. That's so weird. I can't believe that they'd ban the word. Technically, it's not even like the actual definition of the word is that people use it for. The word technically just means simpleton. That's what it's meant for years. Then I don't know what happened, but yeah. Sounds like hyperbole, but I'm still honored. And I want you to know that when I'm with you, I think the tailor is over there. After me, Finn. Yeah, haha. He doesn't get to talk. I don't let him. Oh, man. Ellipses. This dress is so tight. The tailor said it was custom fitted, but I think he also said it would be uncomfortable at first. They'd taken my measurements a few months earlier. I didn't want to believe I'd gained weight in the interim. I don't like the dresses at home to begin with, and this is a whole other level. I sighed and looked at myself in the mirror. I have no idea if this looks good or bad. Therefore, Finn, are you there? Yes, what is it? How does it look? Finn looks like he's dying. Dude, he's dying. It's fine. Sam? I wanted to know if you think it looks good. Your action made the answer quite obvious. That'll be enough, thank you. Enough? What do you mean? Answer me, please. I can't pull the curtain back, please. You didn't know what to say because it looks so bad, right? No. No, not at all. I was just startled. Can I see it again? You don't have to be considerate. I'm not trying to be considerate. I swear on my sword that I will tell you the truth. Please let me see it again. Back with the same CG. How is it? It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Finn. What do I tell him? Do I tell him that it is the truth? Or do I be like, yeah, of course, I knew it. Let's see. I'm gonna... If this is... I don't know if this is the of course it is in... Yeah, I think it will. I think that will definitely be Finn simp time. But I feel like the of course it is might also be a kind of sarcastic of course it is. You can't really tell from these tiny options. Let's... It's definitely a very sarcastic of course it is. I feel like that might be mean. I'm gonna go with is that the truth? He's mumbling. I didn't want to doubt him, but he seemed like the type to lie so as not to hurt someone's feelings. I suspected he wasn't telling the truth. Then, is that the truth? Of course, I was lost how to describe it properly, that's all. It's very beautiful, it really is. Yeah, it's definitely big Finn simp hours. If I had to compare you to something, I would pick a fairy. A brilliant, beautiful fairy, straight from a fairy tale. Finn mumbled an apology. It amused me to see his large frame fidget around uncomfortably. I laughed. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called you a fairy. I'm sorry. Please calm down. How often are you planning to apologize? Yeah, that's mine. Well, I suppose you must be telling the truth. Thank you, Finn. Oh, okay. You're welcome. Woo! Finn. Got pretty dark. Yeah, you did well at the tailor's. It sure was exhausting. Especially with my hair getting tangled up in the dress when I tried to take it off. Thanks for your help there, Finn. You're welcome. I'm sorry I went into the changing room. He's like, yeah, yeah, sorry about that. You did it for me. There's nothing to apologize for. Yes, but it's very rude of me to barge in as you changed. I will try to better myself. Finn, you're fine. You're fine. I told you that it's fine. You're honestly more dexterous than I thought. No, anybody calm could have done that for you. I couldn't do it alone, that's for sure. Not as carefully as you did. I'd probably have just decided to heck with it and cut off my hair. Thank you, Finn. Finn smiled at me. The whole ordeal was a chore, but at least it's over and done with. I happily chattered away. Sorry that you have to come so far in this direction to walk me home. I know you live the other way. I don't mind. It means you're not walking alone at night. Man, protect women juice. You don't have to worry about me. I can protect myself with my sword. Yes, I know, but I can't help it. I still worry. I don't want to imagine you in danger. Finn, you're my partner. You're part of my life. I want to be able to protect you sometimes, Sam. Alright, but the same goes for me as well. We're equals. We protect each other. Yeah! Equality! Don't hesitate to let me be there for you too. Okay, thank you. I've got an idea. Would you like to come to my house for dinner? I want to pay you back for how much time you spent with me after work. I'd love to, but I've still got so much to do for tomorrow. Oh, I see. We're going to the depths tomorrow. I should make some preparations too. Hard guns. Oh, yeah, bye Togami Town. I'm glad you could join us. This is funny. I enjoy your commentary a lot. Yeah. The only thing you'll be funkin' tonight is your sock. Hard guns. Why are you? Bye. Yeah. Hopefully you can come back and join us. Yeah. Guns on hard. Yikes. Going to the depths tomorrow. I should make some preparations too. Tomorrow is probably going to be exhausting. Do you want to eat with me next time we have a day off then? Yes, I'd like that, if it's not too much trouble. Of course it isn't. I'll tell the servants to make a huge feast. Thank you. I look forward to it. Yeah, me too. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. Take care on the way home. Yeah. It is. It is kind of cringe. Cring. 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 Water. Finn made a little bow and began to walk away. Slowly he faded into the darkness of the night. Finn just, like, dissipates into darkness. Well, time to go in. I'm home. Welcome back. It's so late. Oh, yes. I gripped my sword hilt, my tone proud. I tried on the wedding dress. I expected them to be happy, but they didn't even bat an eyelash. I gave them a quizzical look. Is something wrong? Did you really? You're doubting me. After the resistance you put up, of course. Of course, huh? It's a little hurtful to be suspected of lying by your own parents. Yeah, my parents aren't the nicest. I'm sorry. You tried on the dress. Your grandmother made the cloth for that dress while she was still alive. Did you like it? Sure. That much was honest truth. I don't like dresses, but the fabric was pretty. I think so. You think so? No, I like it. Grandmother's cloth was superb. Yes, it really was. I'm glad you tried it on. Now we can begin with the preparations for the ceremony and set a date. A date? There was no date before? Of course. We told you we would only set a date after you tried on the wedding dress. Did you forget that? Yes. I really did forget that. In fact, I'd forgotten that we'd ever talked about it. I'm really not enthusiastic about getting married. I was surprised at how much I didn't care. Things will start getting hectic. Look after your health. There's still more for me to do? Of course. We have to select a venue, send out invitations, make sure you lose a few pounds, get you looking really beautiful, and I feel dizzy. Can I have something to eat? I'm very hungry. Yes, of course, but don't eat too much. You have to fit into the dress. I know. Marriage is a lot worse than I expected. Yeah. Wholeheartedly agree. I am so tired. I placed my sword next to the wall and collapsed onto my bed. I knew I had to change my clothes, but my body demanded rest. Today was really exhausting. My parents continued to berate me about my wedding and future husband throughout dinner. They tried to tell me that descendants aren't the end-all be-all. The government had decided my marriage. It was nothing of special significance to me. My parents are very happy together, but how was I going to feel? Would Lord Fitzgerald and I ever feel as comfortable together as my parents did? I can't really picture that. Catching that thief already felt like an event of the distant past. That just proved how worn out I felt. I want to sleep, but I have to change. I had to prepare for the next day as well. Should I tell my parents that I'm going into the depths? My orders don't say that I'm not allowed to tell my family. It didn't seem like the right time. They were unlikely to oppose it outright since it was part of the promotion process, but I knew they'd make a fuss about it. The depths truly were an unknown, terrifying world to us. I won't tell them. No need to cause pointless worry. It's probably better to tell them after the fact. After reaching my decision, I crawled under the sheets. Watch me, like, die, and then I never get to tell them. And then they're just like, what happened to our child? Immediately I began to melt into the soft mattress, my whole body stretching out. Good night, I murmured and closed my eyes. I say good night to myself. Kinda cringe. One day before the case, where I murder my parents. Good morning, Sam. I look forward to facing another day with you. Hello, Finn. Yeah. You look a little pale. Do you feel alright? Oh, don't worry about it. I didn't get enough sleep. Did I say the word cringe? I don't even remember. I think I did. I think I did say the word cringe. Maybe I did. I don't know. See, catching that thief was pretty exhausting. The wedding nonsense was more exhausting to me. I'd been hoping that after the wedding dress I would be able to have some peace again, but they were on my case again this morning. The prospect of dealing with wedding plans every day was depressing, but I couldn't let that affect my work. I had to compartmentalize. Today's a big day. We have to be alert. I gave my cheeks a light slap to wake myself up. Alright, let's do this, Finn. Yeah, a wedding? Gross. Don't like it. Roger. I do like that Finn responds with Roger. I'm surprised we were ordered to the barracks. How are they going to send us to the depths? I believe there's an entrance deep within the temple. How do you know that? Didn't it say on the observation permit we received from Sir Cordoa? Did it? I retrieved my envelope and skimmed the contents of the permit. You're right. Don't laugh. I'm sorry, it's just so rare to see you skimp on preparations. You must have been very tired. I'm worried. This was such an important assignment. To miss details like that was incredibly unprofessional. I put the envelope away as I silently gave myself a harsh scolding. Don't worry, I'll be more careful from now on. I don't want to cause problems in foreign territory. Let's see, I'm getting a time check. 9:07. Oh, we're about halfway through. Okay. But just in case, if you see me nodding off, give me a good shake to wake me up, okay? Got it. I'll wake you up, but I won't shake you. By the way, what did your parents say about finally trying on the dress? Don't ask me that. Did it go badly? Kinda. Finn put his hand to his mouth nervously. Yeah, we are going to go cause problems in foreign territory. It's absolutely going to happen. I don't really want to talk about it, but he came with me yesterday. He's earned the right to hear what happened next. Yeah, they were extremely happy and said they would set the wedding date now. I see. That's good. That must have taken a weight off your shoulders. No, it added extra. Yeah, it added more. My father told me that the real work begins now, and a lot of my time will have to go into preparing for the wedding. I see. Well, good luck. I'll support you if I can. Look, you'll eventually have to suffer the same fate. Oh, yes, that's true. I think I'll have to work hard myself. You bet you will, and we'll both make it through. Somehow. Yeah, somehow. Maybe. Perhaps. As I always say, better to be early than specifically on time. Sir Cordoa, why are you here? Are you accompanying us? No, merely confirming your arrival. There's always the possibility of officers being too afraid to show up. Quite a number are so afraid of the prospect of the depths that they'd rather lose their promotions than go. But you're here. We're not afraid. Right, Finn? Finn nodded almost imperceptibly. Yeah. Yes, of course. Not afraid at all. Maybe a little afraid. Finn. I'm fine. I'm here. See? Sir Cordoa watched our exchange and laughed. Then he pointed down the hallway. The station to depart into the depths is down this corridor. Just head that way. Station? The same word had appeared on the permit. I'd never seen it used in that sort of context before. Sir Cordoa, what is meant by station? Is it a name? Oh, pardon me. You'd be unfamiliar with the term. The station is what connects our country and the depths. It's a stopping point for vehicles. Oh, so it's probably like a train station. Or like a subway station or something. Is all it is. Vehicles? Yes, the depths are below us. You can't walk there. Yeah, it's... I have a question. Is it possible to return here from the depths? Of course. We would never send you on observation otherwise. I should have thought of that. But how? Dude, Finn really said, dude, we're going down there and we're never gonna get out. That's crazy, man. I'm still about to go there, though. Some things are better seen than heard about. You'll understand soon. Now off you go. Sir Cordoa pushed Finn encouragingly down the empty hallway. Ouch. Dude, he, like, pushed you. And that hurt you? Yikes. Okay, let's go. A vehicle to go back and forth between our country and the depths. Our country was high up in the sky, far above ground level. Once upon a time, the world had suffered a flood. Our ancestors had been the only ones to anticipate the disaster. They built our country. The flood rolled back long ago, and in its wake, the survivors on the ground lived in a state of anarchy. I can't imagine what's able to send us there and bring us back. I turned the question over and over in my head. He said we'd understand. I'm very curious. I feel like if it flooded once, it might flood again. Maybe. That's what my brain says. Finn, walking beside me, suddenly stopped dead in his tracks. What's wrong? That person walking towards us. Is that... Oh. Oh. Is it... Who? This guy is the saint. Saint Yune. It was Yune Sekai, our country's greatest saint. He was ageless and immortal. He was our Hierophant, blessed by God, and everyone revered him. Revered. That's a word. Revered. I can speak. I was no exception to that reverence. The moment I saw him, my heart began to flutter. What's His Grace doing here? The police barracks were inside the temple, His Grace's residence, so meeting him was not out of the question. But the temple was extremely large, so meeting him wasn't especially likely either. What are we going to do? Finn, come here. I bowed my head and moved out of the way as His Grace passed. I heard his footsteps. With steps slower than my own heartbeat, His Grace Yune was about to pass me by. You. Me. I was so startled that I gave a little jolt of surprise. It was a funny reaction, like a scolded child. I'm very sorry. You can be at ease. Come on, you two. Raise your heads. As you wish. Slowly I raised my head and met His Grace's eyes. I resisted the urge to immediately avert my eyes and began to speak instead. How may we be of assistance? Oh, I need nothing from you. I wanted to thank you for allowing me past. May God bless you. Goodbye. So this guy's immortal, apparently. Not sure I believe that. Not sure I believe it. We watched him as he departed. It was the first time I've seen him from up close. Yeah, same for me. As my heartbeat slowly went back to normal, I felt a profound happiness. I didn't just see him. I talked to him. Mother won't believe it when I tell her. After talking to His Grace, today is going to be a great day. Something tells me it won't, actually. I headed towards the station with Finn. What is this place? The hallway went on and on. At the end of it was a door. When we opened it, an incredible sight lay before us. The weather outside the temple was sunny, but the light coming through the stained glass window was murky, making the room quite dark. The silence was oppressive, and I was uncomfortably conscious of my own breathing. Is this the station? I ventured a few steps inside, looking around. I was expecting to see a guide or employee, but there was nobody. How do we get from here to the depths? Finn, do you have any ideas? I don't. Sorry. He said there was a vehicle, but I can't see any horses. Yeah, it doesn't smell of livestock in here. Maybe they're bringing a carriage. We still have a bit of time. Let's wait on that sofa over there. A red envelope lay on the sofa. Did someone forget this? Has our names on it. Sam Testella and Finn Euclase. I turned the letter over. There was no sender, only the temple seal. Seems like it's meant for us. Yeah, I would gather that too, considering it had our names on it. Good job, Finn. What a terrible system. What if we'd missed noticing it? I glanced around again. We really were completely alone. I broke the seal. There were 2 letters inside, each folded once. They seemed to be identical. Here, take one. Lift usage instructions. Oh, I see, it's a manual. Looks like it. This document details usage protocol for the lift connecting the depths to our country, hereafter referred to as the Heights, for brevity. The primary purpose of the lift is prisoner transportation to the depths. Usage by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited. Ugh. Remove the bot. Get it out of here. I should have hyperlinks blocked, but... Primary purpose of the lift is transportation to the depths. Usage by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited. The timetable of scheduled transports is given below. Descents to the depths are regular, but ascents to the heights are not. The lift is inactive except when scheduled, save for in case of emergency. Punctuality is the responsibility of the user. The lift will not delay departure to wait for late arrivals. If we miss the ride back, we're stuck in the depths, huh? Seems that way. We have to make sure we're on time. I'm absolutely not getting stuck down there. Something tells me we're gonna get stuck down there. Finn gave a nod and put the letter back into the envelope. He stashed the envelope in his pocket. So where's this promised lift? It's almost time. Whoa. Startled by the vibrations, I jumped up. I didn't have a chance to do anything else before the floor in the center of the room rose up. Whoa. Magic. What is that? As if by magic, the floor was rising into the air. A tube came into view below it, made of what looked like glass engraved with complex symbols. I've never seen anything like this before. Finn didn't seem to know any more than I did, staring dumbfounded at the bright light. Doesn't look like a weapon, but... Sam, don't get any... I'm just going to take a look. We have to find out if it's a weapon. I slowly approached the light, keeping my hand on my sword hilt. What is this? Is it glass? I reached out. A little chime rang and the bright object parted sideways where I touched it. Hang on. Give me a second. Let me... Can I remove this? I can't. Whoop. A little chime rang and the bright object parted sideways where I touched it. A current of air blew out, ruffling my hair. Perhaps this is it. Is it the lift? Finn was thinking along the same lines. This is very strange. There's no horse or ox. How does it move us to the depths, then? I don't know, but if this is our ride, we need to get on. Finn's expression was extremely hesitant. He was just as uncertain about this object as I was. I wish they'd at least written lift on it somewhere. There was no discernible writing on it anywhere I could see. We can't just stand around here. You're right. We need to enter. There was still a chance that it was dangerous, though. I had to make a decision. Should I go first, or should Finn? Let's go together. We don't have time to think. According to the instruction letters, departure was imminent. We'll investigate together. Come on, Finn. Okay, I hope nothing goes wrong. Me too. Yeah. Gone. Out of this house. The space inside could fit 3 or 4 people comfortably. It was completely empty. There wasn't even any dust. So, what are we supposed to do now? The door. The glass door closed again, and the floor began to tremble. As we descended, the light dimmed until it was gone completely. Is this the lift? Being moved by the vibrating mechanism was very unsettling. Finn was in obvious discomfort. He covered his mouth with his hand. Don't throw up. I do not want you throwing up in this tiny space. Yeah. If you throw up, I'll hit you. I know, but eventually the vibration stopped and the glass door slid open. Outside, we saw this. I was speechless. Finn murmured something about a room. I don't see any horses. This is just a cramped little space. How is... Whoa. The ground jolted. I grabbed instinctively at Finn's uniform to steady myself. Are you okay? I'm fine. Calm down, Finn. I'm the one who needs to calm down. I let go of Finn's uniform and did my best to compose myself. Ready for departure. Visitor transport will depart. What's this? When the shaking stopped, a voice spoke to us. Finn and I looked around, but we were the only ones present. Thank you for using the lift bound for the depths today. This lift is unmanned. Please sit down and remain seated until arrival. It's completely slapped that man clean across the face. Yeah, I really wanted to. I think that would be funny. Yeah. Please remain seated at all times until the ride has come to a complete and final stop. Is it over? The room had no windows. I had no idea what the outside looked like. I had my share of apprehensions, but it was too late to turn back now. I guess we should do as the voice said and sit down. Finn sat down on the seat opposite to me. Wonder where we're being taken. The depths, obviously. Finn gave me a startled look, blushed, and looked away. Yes, of course, sorry. Everything has been so strange that I forgot. I sympathize. The depths are a wasteland barely fit to be used as a penal colony. I never expected to be sent there without committing a crime. This is an important experience. Let's get as much as we can out of it. Finn nodded in agreement. I couldn't think of anything else to chat about. The rumble of the lift filled the quiet space is what I'm assuming that was supposed to say. Just said quiet. I wonder if I should be saying something. Sitting in silence with Finn didn't bother me at all, but still. What would be a good topic? Finn cleared his throat, offering a timid attempt at conversation. Sam, why did you decide to become a police officer? That's out of the blue. Sorry, I was just thinking that if you hadn't become a police officer, you wouldn't be going down into the depths. You aced the examinations, but that doesn't mean it's an easy job for a woman to thrive in. What made you choose it? It's a long story. Do you still want to hear it? Yes, I like listening to others. Alright, then I'll tell you. As I'm sure you know, the Testellas have been politicians for generations. My grandfather was a politician with a very strong sense of justice. He was often criticized, but the people liked him. He used to help those in need wherever he could. I really admired that. But I'm too impatient and impulsive. I wanted to be like my grandfather, but I just wasn't able to picture myself as a politician. Then something happened when I was 13. I can't find it. It was the day after my 13th birthday. My gift from my mother had been a pendant. It was a family heirloom. I should have put it away for safekeeping. Instead, I'd been so happy that I'd worn it everywhere. I'd been very careful and yet somehow still managed to lose it. To make matters worse, I had no idea where it might have happened. What should I do? I could never tell my parents I'd lost the pendant within a day. I spent a long, long time searching. This is where I noticed it was gone. I hope I can find it here. What are you looking for over there? I turned around and saw a large man, a police officer. Taken aback by how his large frame loomed over me, I shook my head. It doesn't concern you. Of course it does. It's almost night. You have to go home. I can't. Why not? Because I haven't found it yet. What are you looking for? Where's your home? I'll walk you there. I'm fine. Goodbye. What now? I still have to look for it. I knew if my parents saw a police officer escort me home, however, they'd be suspicious. If they found out about the lost pendant, I was sure to be in dire trouble. Tomorrow. I'll look for it again tomorrow. When I got home, my mother remarked on my lateness. We ate dinner together. It was all my favorite dishes. But I felt so incredibly sad about losing something so important to the family, and so I didn't enjoy a single mouthful. When we had finished eating, I went to my room and sat down on my bed. I wanted it to be tomorrow already. The next day I would be able to look for it again. Despite my best efforts to fall asleep, I remained wide awake. What do I do if I don't find it? They told me it was important to us. The pain and sadness in my heart seemed to crush me. Later, deciding sleep was impossible, I crept out of the house. I just need a little longer. Even if I never found it, I needed to know I tried as hard as I could. It's so dark, and I was alone in town. It was very quiet. I felt like someone was watching me from the shadows. A cold shiver ran up my spine. I'll be fine. Nobody's there. I'll be fine. I repeated that like a mantra to myself as I searched. You again. It was the same police officer from earlier. I froze, paralyzed by the sight of the person I least wanted to see. Your parents must be worried about their child being out at such a late hour. He told me to go home and reached towards me. I told him I was fine and swatted his hand aside with a glare. They don't know I'm here. That's no excuse for doing something dangerous. Please leave me alone. I can't go home until I find it. You haven't found what you're searching for? I nodded. I need to find it. Otherwise my parents will be sad. I couldn't say the words. My throat burned. My nose was stinging. I could feel the tears start to well. I never meant to make them sad. I hated myself for crying in front of a man I didn't know, but I couldn't hold it back. I stared at the ground, wiping at my eyes in the hopes that I could hide my sorrow. It seems to be something very important to you. I nodded vigorously, unable to speak. Perhaps it's this. This is my... I'm glad it's yours. I hoped that from the moment I found it, if it was yours, then I didn't need to worry. Worry? Yeah, because once you had it, you'd go home, right? I'm very sorry. Don't worry about it anymore. Where do you live? I'll walk you to the area. Thank you very much. If it's important to you, don't lose it again. I won't. The house was dark. My parents hadn't realized I was gone. Mr. Police Officer, are you hungry? Hungry? Yes, my father always tells me to be nice to people who are nice to me. My father bought me chocolate yesterday. I'll give it to you. Please wait here. Oh, don't worry about it. Always faithful. Serving the people is my job as an officer. I don't need anything. But you don't want them to find out you're gone, right? Go inside. Okay, thank you. Until that day, I always saw police officers as people who just walked around the city. It really changed my view of them. I wanted to become an officer just like him. That's all. Did that sate your curiosity? Oh yes.
Hi.
Thank you. You're welcome. It's strange. We've been partnered for 2 years, yet I've never told you that story until now. I appreciate you sharing something so precious with me. Okay, we got about half an hour left. It's just an old memory, nothing precious. This, on the other hand, is precious. Is that the... Yes, this is the pendant my mother gave me, the Testella heirloom. I'm always careful to keep from losing it now. You've never told me why you became an officer either. Do you want to? We have reached the depths. Please check that you have all of your belongings with you. Thank you. You heard it. You'll have to tell me another time. Yes, I will. But it's a rather boring story. In that case, I expect epic amounts of drama and lamentation. Yeah. There was a flight of stairs which I walked down carefully. I didn't want to stumble. A damp smell permeated the air. These are the depths. Rusted machinery and uneven pillars surrounded us. Through the pillars I could see a plain all gray and brown. Beyond the plain were buildings. Oh, a plain. Okay, like a field. I thought it was plain was being a descriptive term there. I'm just silly. It's completely different from what I expected. You were thinking it would be more savage? Yes, we send our criminals here. I thought it would be more like a prison. Same here, but this is all out in the open, not enclosed. This seems more like uncharted territory than a jail. That only applies to this area. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? And you are? The commander of the Hounds. Saxon Brandenburg? Welcome to the prison at the end of the world. You seem interesting. Hounds? Yes, I received a notice from the temple that I'm to guide 2 observers. From the temple? I retrieved my letter and read through it again. Hounds, it doesn't mention that. Of course not. It's not the kind of organization that refined Heights society needs to know about. The primary purpose of the Hounds, the supervision and management of the prisoners here from the Heights. We are guards. All members were born in the Heights, myself included. We report to the temple just like the police do. There's no need for you to be on alert. I see, but... Sir Saxon presented a tidy exterior and showed no hostility. Still, something just I couldn't pinpoint the cause of my unease, so I shook my head. I understand the nature of your organization, the Hounds, now. Still, we know nothing about this place. We will stay on alert. Anything might happen. Don't drop your guard, Finn. Roger. A valiant response. You may be a woman, but you have what it takes to be a police officer. Are you telling me you thought I didn't? Why does everybody hate me in this game? Rude. Maybe a woman, huh? The condescension was nothing new for me, but it still made me square my shoulders and straighten my back. I'm Sam Testella, a rank 1 Temple of Police Officers. This is Finn Euclase, same rank. We have come here as part of our promotion examination. Thank you for being our guide. Well then, let us go. Sir Saxon turned on his heel, getting off with quiet steps. Finn and I followed him side by side. We walked towards a large building visible in the distance. I assumed it was our destination. The depths. We're surrounded by a wall here, just like in the heights. Is something the matter? Behind us, in the wall there, isn't that an exit? I paused, pointing in the direction of the distant wall. It surrounded the city on all sides except for the place that looked like an opening. That is unrelated to the observation. What is it, then? Entirely unrelated to your assignment. I'm gonna keep asking about it. Your Highness will discover many curious things in the depths. Your assignment did not bring you here to show interest in the irrelevant rank 1 police officer. Most of what he had said was reasonable. I don't like being addressed sarcastically like that, but he's right. Apologies, Sir Saxon. I let curiosity get the better of me. Finn was giving me an unreadable look, and I apologized to him as well. This is part of my duties. I have to focus on the mission. It took about an hour of walking to reach our destination. It was a large building. It had been built in an oppressive architectural style, and was the same shade as the dark clouds behind it. There was a large crest I didn't recognize emblazoned on it, which I assumed belonged to the Hounds. I see. This must be where you keep the criminals. Sir Saxon laughed audibly. This is not an internment facility. It's the headquarters of the Hounds. Headquarters. Apologies. No offense taken. I'm sure it looks too shabby, even for a prison, to a temple police officer. Shabby? I didn't... Our situation here is rather different, but the building was made to similar plans as those in the Heights. Despite our debased status, we still harbor some pride. Then again, I'm sure it's worse than a hovel to someone used to actual temple architecture. Before we go inside, I'd like to show you where the criminals live. Please follow me. Finn looks like he's having a time right now. I get a sense that he doesn't think much of us. It's making me uncomfortable. It's my fault. I insulted him and his comrades. Things are very different here to in the Heights. I need to take more care with how I speak. This is the housing area for the criminals, the Sanctuary District. Sanctuary District. I considered Sir Saxon's words as I looked around. Everyone who lives here was born in the Heights. Outside the walls that surround this district are various settlements of people native to the depths. They loathe those who come from the Heights. Walls, like the one we saw from the station? Yes, they're savages, and we have our hands full with them. Unfortunately, they're too numerous to wipe out. So instead, whoopsie. So instead, we contain the criminals with an area protected by the Hounds. This is their sanctuary. Though criminals, they are Heights-born, after all. I see. I'm very surprised to see no cells or prisons. I looked at the buildings around me. It was simply a decrepit village. The people weren't chained or shackled. There wasn't any restriction on their movements. It's like a small town. Isn't it dangerous to allow the criminals to roam? No. They are garbage, too weak to pose a threat. Some resist. But then we dispose of them with the blade. That's all. Oh, so you're telling me you kill them? Okay. Sure thing, my friend. Sir Saxon put a hand on the hilt of his sword and gave us a wild grin. Dispose. Huh. I ignored the cruel choice of words, looking at the sanctuary. These buildings must be where they live. It didn't look like a livable area to me at all. The sky was the color of ash, everything was damp, and everything smelled. The people were emaciated and looked at me with heavy eyes. I know that I couldn't live here. There were no prison cells, but the prisoners were monitored and controlled. I'd like to go back soon, but since we're here, I want to show you the next town as well. Alright. Oh? Something crashed into me. I turned and saw a boy sitting on the ground. He'd fallen on his rump. Are you alright, boy? Yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. A child. I told him it was dangerous to be unaware of his surroundings and held out my hand. Be careful that it doesn't happen again. Yes, thank you. The boy took my hand and stood up. Then he bowed and thanked me again. I didn't expect a child here. Filthy spawn of criminals. What is you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Sir Saxon drew his sword and sliced the flesh of the boy's arm. Why? Why is that necessary? What did he do? He ran into me. It's fine. Punishment for injuring someone from the heights. It's fine. Really, trust me, it's okay. Injuring? He just bumped into her. I wasn't wounded. There is no injury. Please sheath your blade. Yeah, exactly. Dude, calm down. You're bleeding. Are you okay? I took out my uniform's first aid kit and treated the boy's cut. What are you doing? It's our job to punish criminals. He's not a criminal. He's fine. He did nothing wrong. I don't like you. This didn't call for your sword. Besides, he's just a boy. Age is no excuse. All are punished with equal severity. Okay. I think we need to have a chat about what a crime is. Because you clearly don't seem to understand that running into me is not a crime. The hounds rule this area. Do not defy our authority, rank 1 police officer. Okay. Come here, you shitty brat. I'll cut your leg off to make sure you don't run like that again. Yikes. Sir? I am going to fight you. Sir Saxon was their warden. If their law called for this punishment, then he was in the right. I still can't let this pass. Sam? Why are you drawing your sword on me? It's my job to protect the weak. I can't overlook this conduct. I told you that the hounds rule this area. You don't seem to understand your position. I understand it perfectly well. I serve the people of the Heights. I have no authority here. I'm following my own code of justice. It demands I protect the weak. If you stand in the way of that code, I will use my sword against you. He laughs. This is the villain man. And to think I was groveling at your feet. You're a fool to defy me, woman. I will warn you one last time, rank 1 police officer. Sheathe your sword. Follow my orders. The hounds enforce a strict regime. I won't go easy on someone who draws a blade on me. Are you ready to lick my boots, your highness? No, I'm going to stab you. I will. I should ask you the same question. I won't be the one to lose. Gestured for the boy to leave, but didn't look away from Sir Saxon. You, go home. But, just go. Okay, thank you. Finn? Step back, my friend. We bout to brawl. Don't interfere no matter what. And don't distract him. Don't do anything that he could use as an excuse. Alright, good luck. Thanks, Finn. We bout to fight. Must be pretty confident if you have time to chat. Nobody dares to defy me here. We're going to have some fun together. I think we're not. I think we're absolutely not. How am I going to go about this strategically? We stood at a distance from one another, swords drawn. I could see Sir Saxon's face beyond the tip of my blade. Carrying a sword meant that he had at least some skill with it. He also knew the environment better. I was at a disadvantage. No, I shouldn't think like that. The quickest path to defeat was to doubt myself. I had to believe I could win. First, I have to find out how good he is. I'll go first. Sir Saxon lowered his blade to his chest and parried my attack without flinching. Sparks flew where the swords collided. I brought the sword around and used the momentum for another strike. Rookie. Yeah, it's a man, and it's an evil man at that. Sir Saxon slammed my sword aside and raised his leg to kick me in my right flank where I was now open. Yeah, he's a meanie. I had time to lower my stance and block his leg with my right arm. We're dueling. It was an improvised defense, and the shock of his kick was severe. I grimaced. My right arm. My sword arm tingled with pain. My grip was faltering. Sir Saxon sensed my weakness and brought his sword down without hesitation. Ooh, sexy CG time. You're as weak as I thought. Don't underestimate me. We've barely started. I can slowly feel my right arm again. I just need to calm down and react. There's nothing as boring as a sword fighter who fights according to all the rules. I'd rather be fighting the criminals. They run and run and run and run. It's all they can do. And in the end, when you catch them, you can kill them. Yeah, meanie. He's a big meanie. Those that defy the hounds are punished according to our law, and we allow complete freedom in how we kill them. Dude, he seems very much like a sadist. Very much evil man. It's much more amusing than having to fight you. I didn't draw my sword to amuse you. I flexed my grip on my hilt and glared at Sir Saxon. I pity the hounds for having such a barbaric commander as you. And I pity you for only finding amusement in killing. You what? Yeah, I'm gonna talk back to you because you suck. Our swords clashed again and again. Oh, somebody looks like he's freaking out. Yeah, he does. He does feel very much like a sadist. We're gonna get him. Tip of my sword grazed Sir Saxon's cheek and I drew a trickle of blood. Heck yeah. Dude, he's calling me a wench? Sir Saxon's eyes flashed with rage. Our swords clashed again. We were practically in biting range of one another. He's strong. He was pushing against my sword with all his might. It was difficult to maintain my footing. Do I move back or do I... The pressure suddenly disappeared. I caught a glint in the corner of my left eye. By the time I realized it was a short sword, the edge had already bitten into my left shoulder. Yikes. The pain was incomparable to the kick I had taken earlier. Warm blood ran over my skin. I went down on one knee, startled by the pain. Finn, I told you not to interfere. Stand back, puppet. This is none of your business. Don't call Finn a puppet. Woman, if you apologize for defying me, I will show you mercy. However, how about you don't call me woman? He kicked my sword aside. You will have to lick my boot first. I will not be doing such a thing. I think I'd rather you kill me. I would rather die. I underestimated you. It's true. Perhaps I'm not skilled enough to beat you either way. But I won't apologize. It would be against my code. You damn. Sir Saxon raised his sword. What was that sound? That was a gunshot. I recognize what gunshots sound like. I flinched. I'd never heard a noise like that before. I have. A gunshot. Who fired a gun? Nobody answered. None of the residents dared to speak to him when he was in this state. That's enough, Sax. Inez? Gun? Did you just fire a gun? The man Sir Saxon had called Inez shook his head. No, but I came here due to the gunshot. I don't recall an order from the heights that we're to duel the observers, are we? That's none of your business. She who drew her sword on me first. Doesn't matter, you were an asshole. Oh no! Don't make me think of Kaiji, your turn to die? No! Gross. Kaiji, no. Gross. Grody. Hate it. If this guy tells me he's a friendly neighborhood police officer, I will flip the whole desk over. It's my business. We all serve the temple, and if the criminals see us fighting, it undermines our authority. Sir Saxon reluctantly sheathed his sword, grumbling under his breath. Yeah, that's right. Get it. Get pwned. You too. Sheathe your sword. No, don't tell me to sheathe my sword. Also, his name is Ines Heinrich Hein. Heinrich Hein. Okay. What should I do? Sir Saxon had put away his weapon, but still glared at me with murderous intent. I decided to trust the man who had convinced Sir Saxon to back off. Yeah, he probably has more authority than him. Heine. Oh, that's great. That's great. Very well. I'm sorry, but who are you? Ines Heinrich Hein. I'm the second in command of the Hounds. Yeah, second in command. Makes sense that he convinced Sir Saxon to stop then, but... Sir Saxon and Sir Ines were of similar height and build, but the impression they make is completely different. Maybe it's their opposing color schemes. Sam, are you okay? We need to treat your wound. I am fine. You wounded? I see a cut on your shoulder and... a blow to the other arm. Do you have medical facilities? Finn. Don't scold me. This is worse than you think. That wound is too serious to leave untreated. Yeah, probably. I did get stabbed. I want to date the evil man. It's fine. Let's date the evil man. Finn took a handkerchief and deftly wrapped it around my left arm. He seemed to be correct. The handkerchief immediately turned red, which meant the wound was deeper than I thought. I will escort you to the medical room inside the Hound's headquarters. Sax? No need. This can't be called an injury. Sir Saxon wiped at the graze on his cheek, turned on his heel, and walked away. Haha, I grazed you though. I'm sure it hurt your pride. Bet nobody did that before. When he was gone, Sir Ines gave a sigh and looked at me. Let's go then. Yeah, it definitely did. He's definitely the kind of person that you hurt him at all and his pride is shattered and he has to go mope in his bedroom for 3 weeks. I'm glad I could make that happen. Excuse me. Hey Ines, who is this? Oh, hello, doctor man. You can tell he's a doctor by his white coat. Cry to my mother. Observers from the heights. Ines looked at me expectantly. I realized he didn't know our names. Sam to Stella. This is Finn Place. Sam got into an argument with Saxon, and was injured. There's blunt force trauma on her right arm and an open wound on her left. Please take a look at it. Of course. Treating the wounded is my job after all. Hello. How do you say his name? Glizade? Glissade? Roselight? Glissade Roselight. I work as a doctor for the Hounds. Unfortunately, we're unlikely to meet again if you're a guest from the Heights. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Pleasure to meet you. Huh, you seem confused. Glees? Interesting. You seem confused. Yes, both you and Ines are very different from Sir Saxon. I'm just a doctor. I'm not capable of his brutality. Yeah. Glissade. Ines said it like glissade. Whatever. We may never know. Whoops. I shouldn't have said that when the second in command was in earshot, even if it is the truth. No, you did not hear Glizzy. No. No. Leave. Get out of here. Saxon Brandenburg leads the Hounds. He would chase his prey to the end of the earth, like a hound. Dr. Glizzy, patch me up. No, I will leave right now. I will leave right now. You can't oppose him here in the Sanctuary District and expect to live. You provoked someone very dangerous. Well, too bad I did leave. I did live. Dr. Glizzy. Seems like it, but... Sir Saxon was about to injure a child. I can excuse an abuse of power like that. We still don't know who fired a gun. Whoever it was, thanks, Chief. I see. I hope your forthright instincts won't cost you your life one day. We can chit-chat later. Can you please tend to Sam's wounds now? Thanks, Finn. Oh my, I'm sorry. Please, this way. I need to dress the cut first. Dr. Glizzy smiled and untied the handkerchief. I'm just gonna call him Dr. Glizzy now. That's what's happening. Because I don't know how his name is pronounced and you all have corrupted me. I took off half my coat to expose my arm. Dr. Glizzy made small noises of appraisal. Finn leaned in. Whoa, they're both very close. Guys, let's... I know that you're treating my wound, but can we back it up a bit? The cut is sharp and clean. It should heal neatly. If we stop the bleeding and wait a day, it should be back to normal. See, it wasn't a big deal. Finn sighed with relief, and I lightly slapped his stomach with the back of my hand. I don't like how you keep worrying so much. I only do it because you're so indifferent about yourself. What if you needed a transfusion? We'd be fine. I would have gotten a transfusion then. But you can't. Does your body reject transfusions? I'm sorry I'm showing so much curiosity. It's interesting to me as a doctor. Yes, but it's really nothing dramatic. I have unusual blood. One transfusion gives me no troubles, but a second one is fatal? Yes, I'm antibodies form after the first transfusion. Transfusions can cause a rejection. I don't know how it works exactly, and I've never had a transfusion, so I don't know if it's true. The cure could kill, eh? That's harsh. Is it? A wound serious enough to need a transfusion would be mortal danger anyway. Are you struggling there? You clipped Dr. Glizzy? Oh, great. Besides, as I said, I've avoided them so far, so there's no cause for concern. You needn't worry about me. Finn is being fussy. I shrugged and smiled at Finn. But it's normal to be worried for your partner. You too, Sir Inez? If you don't want others to worry, then don't get hurt. Don't you agree? Chaos in chat. Yes, that's true. Sir Saxon is strong, but if the fight had gone differently, I think I could have won. If I duel him again, That's not what I mean. I meant that you shouldn't do something so reckless. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he's like, yeah, go fight Saxon again, but this time do it better. I think he was pretty much just like, hey, maybe don't. Oh, I see. Having a strong moral code and wielding your sword in the name of justice is a good thing, but fighting the wrong battles and losing your life leads to nothing. It leads to me feeling good about myself. All you leave behind is a grieving partner. All I leave behind is a legacy. Okay? Listen. If we're gonna go out, we're gonna do it like a martyr. That's true, I suppose. I'm sorry, Finn. Sam, I'm just glad you understand now. I'll be a little more careful from now on. A little? Sam, please. Ooh, we got 7 minutes left. Let's see. Whoop, maybe I can get back to what I need to be at. Whoopsie. What a courageous girl you are. Alright, your treatment is finished. Thank you. I'll arrange a change of clothes for you so that you don't have to wear a damaged uniform. No, that won't be necessary. My overcoat is in good shape, and one has to look closely to see the damage to the uniform. Alright, it's already fairly late. You should make for the station soon. Will there be another observation date? No. All that's required of you is to see the sanctuary district. Then the hounds sign your permit, and the observation is complete. Oh, you're only here for such a short time. Yes, the observation for the rank 2 exam is merely a ritual. With Sax elsewhere, I'll sign in his place. Your permits? Thank you. Here. We handed over our permits, which he signed with a pen from one of his uniform pockets. Cool. That was... So all we had to do was show up, look around for about 2 seconds, and then someone would sign this sheet of paper for us. Huh. Nice. That will be enough. Let's go. I will walk you there. Watch us, like, somehow manage to miss the elevator, and then I'm gonna get stuck down here. Thank you. Dr. Glizzy, thank you for the treatment. Take care. Thanks, Dr. Glizzy. You don't see interesting women like her down here very often. Like to see her again someday. Yeah, who fired a gun? Who fired a gun? Are we gonna learn that? It was dark by the time we reached the station. I saw the sanctuary district in the distance, and beyond it the settlements of those native to the depths. I looked around, burning a scenery I didn't expect to see again into my memory. Dr. Glissando? Whoa. Thank you for your help today, Sir Inez. I'm sorry, Sax was being abrasive. I know that this was just promotion protocol for you, but is there something you can take away from it anyway? Something I can take away. I can take away that, Sax is annoying. I have to be stronger. I need to be stronger. Words don't mean much in the end. Deeds need to back them up. I want to be strong enough to make sure that my beliefs can persevere. You're still young. You can become much stronger than you are now. Tread that path carefully and without haste. Glissando and Sax. What? Oh, yeah. They're all music names now. I will. Thank you. You should both get a good night's sleep. Dude, Finn means end. We can call him Fine. We will, thank you. We saluted Sir Inez and boarded the lift. Yo, we're same braining. We're same braining. Kept an eye on us until the doors were completely closed. What? We made it on the elevator. We were back inside the lift. Is it gonna break down? Is it gonna break down? We gotta get stuck here. I feel like we have to. I want to talk to Mr. Grumpy. I murdered your pride, dude. Probably because we're on our way back to the heights. I let out a sigh of relief, happy that I was returning in one piece. Well, I guess the injury means I'm not entirely in one piece. The cut on my shoulder was no big deal, but the cut in my uniform was a problem. I can lie about my flesh, but the fabric, Mother will be horrified when she finds out. Well, let her worry about it. She's making me get married to some guy I've met approximately 4 times. Maybe I could ask Finn to do it. He might be better than I am. Hey Finn, can you sew? Why are you apologizing? You're not good at it? Finn, sitting across from me, looked at me quizzically. I was at a loss. Are we misunderstanding each other? I think he's apologizing for something else. So? Oh, he must have understood me after all. Look, my clothes are ripped, right? I showed him my uniform. I'm not good at sewing. I was thinking about asking you if you were decent at it. Oh, I see. I'm reasonably good at sewing, but I think a uniform should be given to a tailor. You could talk to the quartermaster. Oh yeah, you're right. There's no reason to fix it myself. Thanks, Finn. So, why were you apologizing? I'm sorry that I didn't do anything. Dude, I asked you not to do anything. I specifically said, Finn, my guy, do not interfere. Didn't do anything? Yes, when you were fighting Brandenburg. When you were wounded, I didn't do anything. Once again, I literally said, don't. I'm sorry, I hate myself a little right now. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say that. Finn, don't bow to me. You did everything right. If we'd both fought, maybe I wouldn't have been hurt. Maybe we would have won. But it wasn't a battle of 2-on-1. It was a duel. Nobody but me and Sir Saxon could fight it. You respected my wishes. That's all I wanted. Hanging back takes courage too. Courage? No, that's not what I just didn't do anything. I didn't move at all. Having a sword and not using it is... I mean, what's the point of having it then? Next time, then. Next time I'm in trouble, you can fight with me, okay? Okay. I swear I'll draw my sword for you when next you need it. Thanks, Finn. I was happy that Finn was smiling again. Sir Inez was right. I don't want to make my partner sad. I was really happy to have Finn as my partner. I don't want to make him sad or have him worry. I have to change my behavior for that. Yeah, intimidation is the point of having a sword. Actually, the point of a sword is the very end of it. You know. You know. Stopping in to see. Dude, the elevator didn't break down. This is so sad. Stopping in to see management before heading home has made me rather late, hasn't it? I hope my parents aren't too worried. I bid goodnight to Finn and opened the door. Hey, y'all. I'm home. Yeah, I'm finally back. Sorry, I had a... Dude. Is it 10 already? Oh, it is 10. It's 10:01. Whoa. Crazy. So in that case, now that we've returned home and that unfortunately the elevator didn't break down, this is where we save. And I go to this screen. And that's Misty from Pokemon. I don't think that's correct. Yeah, bye Dr. Glizzy. Say goodbye to Dr. Glizzy. We'll see more of the greasy men next Sunday when we come back for another Dating Sim Sunday. Yeah, maybe we'll even see Dr. Glizzy again. Yeah. I want to speak to the sword man again, Mr. Saxon. That's who I want to see. But yeah. The implication is that I'm Dr. Glizzy? You want... Oh, I'm Dr. Glizzy now. Okay. I see how it is. Alright then. Well, I mean, I guess. Anyway, have fun. I'll see you all on Saturday, hopefully, for another Danganronpa stream. And then Sunday, we'll be back with this. Anyway, bye!